Okay. Evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome back to... There it is. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We are back here in Skyhold. Okay, sound works, I think. Yeah, we're good. All right. Evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome back. All right, so we did a lot of side quests and stuff last time, but I am ready to do some more tonight. As the thumbnail indicates, we are going to be doing just more and more side quests at least this week. We'll see about next week. We'll see how much we get done this time and how much we want to keep doing as far as side quests go next time. I have no problem keeping up with that if that is interesting enough and we have enough to talk about, and I'm sure we will. There's been plenty of current events to talk about. Things are always happening that are, I think, certainly interesting. And then, of course, also there's plenty for me to talk about class-related as well. So, if that is, it is looking at least like there will at least be plenty more side quests for us to do for the foreseeable future. Probably and then some, because as you can see, this is our main quest is in this region. And in
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier?
This region.
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
And yet, all of these other unexplored regions, all the ones with the little stars, not that one, that one's a DLC, and this one down here is a DLC. But there's more stuff to do in the hinterlands, there's more stuff to do in the marsh, there is more stuff to do on the storm coast, there's these, that's just resources and coin. Nothing really. And then, of course, over here in Orlais, we have Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, which is a major plot point coming up after these next two. And then we have Impuis de Leon, then we have Emerald Graves, Exalted Plains, Western Approach. There's also other Western Approach stuff on the Western Approach that is not the main quest. That is a huge desert area. And then the west. Where is this? Not the Western Approach. This is... I forget what this place is called. But there's a side quest available here and a bunch of other side quests available as well. This is a weird little side area. There's all sorts of stuff.
Thank the Maker. We need good news.
So there's tons of side quest material for us that we can do. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Good evening. So we are, like I said, there's tons of side quest stuff for us to do available. So we're gonna do a bunch of it. I don't know what exactly, but we'll I don't know. Any of those sound interesting, we can go for it. Do you want a forest? Do you want a desert? Do you want frozen? Frozen with red lyrium in evil people? Do you want battlefields? Do you want dark deserts, like desert at night, because that's its own level? Do you want to go back to the coast? Do you want to go to the hinterlands, which is nice, all like mountains and plains? What do you think? All of these are available options. Based on the revelation at Haven, the Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus. Threat assessment of possible Venatori has been prioritized as vital. Duke Tithys Pentagast rules the Navaran city of Hunter Fell. A former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude, Duke Tithys rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women. Kevin says Dark Desert. I'll try and remember which one that is. That might be fun. It's huge. It's just wide open expanse, so it might be fun. It might also be boring, but we'll have to see. Information on the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orlais and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvashoth. Known or suspected backgrounds range from respected mortalitasi to dragon hunter, to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. Well. We have ourselves a good old-fashioned logic puzzle. Dragon hunting is a noble sport. Usually, you should be able to find out about this hunter. Okay. Bard's reputation precedes her, even if she wishes otherwise. I can uncover more about her. That's true. That's a good idea. I have friends among the Templars. They might know more about this supposed apostate. Let's find out about the Bard, shall we? A letter to Liliana. I've heard only rumors, I fear, but it is said that her most intriguing aspect is her voice. It is of a unique quality, different from most Orlesian bards who are human or elven. Let's write this down. Bard is not human or elven. Okay. Let's see what's next. We still have neither race nor background information on the Venatori agent in Underfell. The Bells are effectively nobility in the city. Any information about them is protected. We've confirmed that the Talvashoth, whatever else she may be, is not a mage. Okay. Whether she is or was one of the Duke Tith's lovers, now she appears to be in a relationship with the smuggler. Alright, so Talvashoth. So Qunari is not a mage. Do we have to keep note that the smuggler is bisexual? I don't know if that matters, but Orlesian women in Hunterfell might have a fondness for items at home. Perhaps I can find out what she wears. It's not a bad idea. Talvashoth cannot hide her reputation easily, no matter how protective she is. Let my ladies ask about her. Okay, let me try and find out more about the Mortalitasi. Mortalitasi is a necromancer. What about the Mortalitasi? We have no information about the Mortalitasi yet, so let's do that. Information on the apostate. The Mortalitasi is said to be friendly with both the dwarf and the Ferelden, and a circle member in good standing, according to all accounts. Okay, so the Mortalitasi is not the dwarf, Ferelden, or apostate. Okay. Okay, cool. Good so far. All information about the 5 Bells of Hunterfell has come back negative. The Talvashoth is not the Bard. The Elf is not the Mortalitasi. And the Dwarf is not the Smuggler. Write that all down, so I don't forget. So, Qunari is not the Bard. So that means the Bard has to be the Dwarf. Right? Yes, the Bard is the Dwarf. I'm pretty sure. So the Elf is not the Mortalitasi. And the Dwarf, not the Smuggler. Okay. Oh yeah, the Qunari is also not the Smuggler. Okay, yeah, we know that. We know that too. Right, because she's possibly dating the Smuggler. Okay, cool. Alright, additional information. We've learned that the Ferelden is the Venatori agent, but unless we can link her to a specific background quickly, we will lose this lead. You must remove the target immediately to stop Duke Tithus from falling prey to Venatori interests. Okay, so we need to know who the Ferelden is. So, we know that the Bard is not human and not elven. That rules out the Bard. The Ferelden is human. The Qunari is not the mage, not the smuggler. Might be... no, not the Bard. Because we have that here. Not the Bard. The Talvashoth. Okay. So, the Mortalitasi He's not the dwarf, Ferelden, or apostate. The Mortalitasi might be the Orlesian. Maybe the Orlesian. Think. Elf is not the Mortalitasi. Yeah, has to be the Orlesian. So, okay. The Mortalitasi has to be the Orlesian. The Bard has to be the dwarf. Because we knew for the first time that it's not the human, not either human or the elf. And we know from here that it's not the Mortalitasi. Okay. Obviously the dwarf is not the smuggler because the dwarf is the bard. We knew that. That's there. The elf is not the Mortalitasi. Oh yeah, the Mortalitasi is Orlesian. Got it. Okay. So we have apostate. We have the smuggler. I'm missing a profession. There's 5 bells. So we've got the Orlesian as the Mortalitasi, the Bard as the dwarf. Okay. Okay, who is the Talvashoth? Talvashoth is not the Bard. Is not a mage, so is not a Mortalitasi, not the apostate. Could be a smuggler. We're missing a profession. Bard, Mortalitasi, smuggler, apostate. Apostate in what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're missing one. Can I see the old information on this? Darn. No, I can't. Is it over here? No. Oh, crap. We're missing a profession. Okay. Okay, so we know it's not... so we know the Ferelden is not the Mortalitasi. Because that's the Orlesian. So, rule out Cullen. Oh, we know it's not the Bard. Because that's the dwarf. Oh, okay, so it has to be the smuggler. Unless we can rule that out. So we know the smuggler is not the dwarf. We know the smuggler is not the Talvashoth. And the Talvashoth is not a mage, so it's not the apostate. So not the apostate, not the bard. Not the Mortalitasi, apostate, bard. Could be the smuggler. No, not the smuggler. So the Talvashoth is whatever the 5th job is. Okay, cool. So that's easy enough. It's not any of those that I've written down because I didn't pay attention. Yeah, so it has to be the smuggler. I'm confident. Enough. Yeah, it's gotta be. Because we ruled out the Mortalitasi, we ruled out the Bard. So it has to be the smuggler. So, okay, here we go. Only option left. Process of elimination, let's go for it.
Let's see what we have.
Okay. The target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tithas did not locate our operatives during his search. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler's venatory involvement. Duke Tithas has cut off trade with the Defender Imperium and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunterfell is no longer subject to venatory influence. Per his request, Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. Supplies from Saharan have also been dispatched. Boom! Logicked. Now that's flexing the philosophy muscles. Alright, fantastic. So, as review, we can go back to here, Storm Coast. This is that, well, self-explanatory. Storm Coast. It's on the coast. There's storms. This is the rocky shore. We could go to Crestwood, which is a sunken town. Rainy also. Rainy sunken town. There's plenty of stuff to do still at the hinterlands. There's not really much left to do in the not the hissing waste, the swamp. So we probably won't go back there yet until we get the deft hands find tools, so we can do more lockpicking a little better. This one is the nighttime desert, the dark desert, the one that Tevin's wanting. This is basically a little maze-like ravine that we can't do too much in yet, but we eventually can. We defined a bunch of these shards that you look at through the skulls. We'll get those eventually. This one, Exalted Plains, is a battlefield. Empuis de Lyon is the snowy mountains with all of the red lyrium. And Emerald Graves... What's Emerald Graves? Oh, forest. Deep, deep forest. Give me some more thoughts. I'll make sure everything's all taken care of in Skyhold. In the meantime... Influence. I think everything is all taken care of in Skyhold. I don't think we have anything new, really. Let's see. How's...
Inquisitor, I was just inspecting our new headquarters. Foundation cracks, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization. The staff must make it presentable if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
Oh, things to do. Keep up appearances, yeah, absolutely.
It certainly wouldn't do for the Inquisition to appear overly shabby.
We've only just now convinced everyone we are precisely what Thedas requires. The mages are showing great...
I mean, she's got a nice office here.
They need to feel safe here.
Do you not feel safe here?
I've had difficulty forgetting Corypheus' attack on Haven.
Understandable, I suppose.
Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. They were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after that first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
We lost far too many good people to that monster.
I'm sure they'll find rest with the Maker. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lady. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
Let's not.
I'd be delighted if you could conjure up a marble bath within the next hour.
I'll attempt to add that to the list.
Alright, let's keep on moving. See what else is to be done. I don't think there's more judgments to make. No, there's not. That's good. Don't need to go upstairs. See if Varric has anything new. I don't think so, but who knows? You never know with Varric. We do eventually have to work towards that assassin unlock. Again, I'm still not 100% settled on either assassin or Tempest. What's going on here? This is quite the loading screen. Leaning hard towards assassin.
For me in terms of who or what she's punching right now? I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
You could have told us about Corypheus sooner.
I found out he was involved at exactly the same time you did. Until he showed up at Haven, I thought he was dead. Nothing we saw at the summit made me think he'd been there. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry.
I mean, to be fair, to be perfectly fair, he told Cassandra about Corypheus. Ooh, the way of the artificer. What can this be? Something that we're not going to do. That's what it is. Although, let's see. Oh yeah, we need to talk to Cole. We haven't actually spoken to Cole or to Sarah. Now that I think about it. We haven't even gone inside the tavern. There's a tavern. Oh, hi. Scott Harding.
Hey.
What's been going on?
Ambassador Montelier sent me a basket of flowers to thank me for my work with the Inquisition. She's so lovely.
All right.
I have to go.
Nothing too much. Okay. Herald's Rest. Tavern. Take Back the Sky. Oh, this is a nice one. Oh, that's not what this song is, though. This is Samson. Ooh, archery contest. Except Varric.
Have you seen all the wives?
True enough.
Inquisitor.
And you are?
The bartender, Cabin.
Just the bartender?
You were expecting...
Well, welcome to the Inquisition.
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern.
What's the current mood?
Sprightly.
What's the word out there?
There's a vigil for the dead later. I'll be closed.
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug and you pretend to listen. I suppose I trained at home during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
Hello?
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
And if I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd
Oh,
throw
I love
fire.
this one.
And probably be dead. But I can't do anything. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
As you were.
Inquisitor.
I love What's We Were. This is probably my favorite of the Tavern songs. By a good bit, actually. I really like this one.
Of course.
Come on, children, and from our lives. Or just...
Inquisitor. It's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, Your Worship. You need anything, let me know.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Voiced by Jennifer Hale, by the way. Femshep. Ironically, perhaps.
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
I don't like anything about this. I hate all of this, Bull. You know that, right? This is all evil.
How do the re-educators work?
God, that sounds so dour.
Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
Cool.
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah, they probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me.
Alright, see you later, Kevin. Hope you're feeling better.
can't imagine that was easy.
Erica Thoughtbot, kill it.
I hunted down a lot of rebels.
If you're there. If not, I'll
Lost a
kill
lot
it.
of friends to Vince, or the
Oh,
false
good, thank you.
warriors,
Well
or
done.
Stalmashaw. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hassarth ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Talvashon, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
Damn.
You did ask. Anyway, nice talking with you.
Jesus. This one's fun too, although I don't necessarily like
I
actually
hope I can
Sarah.
help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Sure.
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
Okay. Easy enough. I assume that's a war table mission that I'll probably go and get to. Zared's Cabinet of Wonder, whose it was. Much stolen stuff, I think. Or lost and found. Not really sure. Honestly, not sure if this is stolen or what? Okay, so a lizard? Rough and weird. Okay. Yeah. And microfiber. Glad you like it. I love this game. It is. I love this whole series, really. It's one of my favorites, and it's possibly one of the best. Looks like your shopping list, Jesus. It's one of the best fantasy RPG series, at least in the video game realm. Yeah, it's very, very good, especially for an action, especially as an action RPG. The old CRPG elements from Origins are kind of gone by this one, but I think it does really make up for it in story. I think that the story is really good in this one. It's fantastic. Expect folly in the tempest and are fooled. There is no madness in knowing the absolute limit of ability and charging to that end. Wars may be tactical fare, but the one-on-one meeting of combatants is decided by the one who first realizes their immortal peril and commits fully. Many reach that point. The tempest starts there. By the time their foes have risen to match, it's too late. At another. They asked what type of shot they could encase the mixture in, expecting some trebuchet pot or a vessel fit to pour over a palisade. I bade them make it by the barrel and stored in my quarters with 1,000 glass vials. They were afraid, and I smiled. Detrick says, there's a small bloodstain. I love this codex entries. Yeah, I gotta hand it to the writing for Sarah. She is exactly what they wanted her to be, which is most of the time very annoying, but still. Still entertaining to no end. Forward ever so. Where you were is dangerous. Where you go is dangerous. Different reasons, both to your advantage. Leap, then leap again. Looking is for witnesses, not the disaster. Also, one more. I did not say I was unappreciative, nor unimpressed. That you were a sight to behold is not in question. All I noted is that the Tempest is offensive, not just in ability, but in what condition you leave the battlefield. I should like 100 of you to deploy in the cities of my enemy, and not a one to stand in defense of my home. A series of unstable brews follows. Oh, fun. Have fun. Enjoy. Oh, Dragon Age fanfic? That sounds like fun. That's always good. Not always good. Sometimes they're horrible and terrifying. Hopefully yours
Just
will
a
be
little
good.
thing, really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
Maybe?
I can't promise anything. We need every resource for the task at hand.
Everything has to have a purpose, right?
Yes.
Well, don't worry, this will too. It's a red
Well,
Jenny
yes.
thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Verschel. Land squabble. They're getting little
Okay.
people beat up. So I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through.
Just walk through. Easy, right?
What does the Inquisition get out of this?
Yeah,
They
not
must
terrifying.
think everyone is out to get them. So when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen. Just like always.
All right.
All right, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere.
Yeah. This will 100% not bite anyone in the ass. Literally or metaphorically. Because it's Sarah, you never know which one, literally or metaphorically. Alright, let's see if Cole's around. Oh, is this the part where he just straight up kills someone?
What are you doing?
Oh, no, that was a different time. Okay.
Listening. Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn, what was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry, 5 more minutes, my fault.
Oh, Microfiber. I actually haven't read Asunder. I haven't read any of the Dragon Age novels. Not in entirety. I've only read parts of the... What was the collection of short stories one? I've read some of those. And obviously Hard and High Town because it's in the game. But that doesn't quite count. I probably should at some point. But I do love Cole's character. He's... Especially his personal quest, I guess. The arc he goes through, or the decision he goes through, which I won't really spoil for anybody who isn't familiar with it, is really cool. It's a fascinating examination of spirits, and then also everyone's attitude towards them, which is really neat.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me. Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
Can you do something for her?
Yes.
Oh, and he's gone.
It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
Microfiber says they really open up the lore and the canon, gives a bigger appreciation to so many characters in the game, adds substance to the ones you may not play as much. And yeah, I never really play Cole just because he's so squishy. He dies like that. And I can't make use of him in combat, but I want him around for all of this, for all of the interesting dialogue. Honestly, in this playthrough, I could go without another rogue, because I am playing a rogue. So I could just have like 2 warriors and 2 mages, and that would be a perfectly reasonable party. Or sorry, a warrior, either a warrior and 2 mages, or 2 warriors and a mage. Not, I'm thinking 4. But I like having Varric around too, you know, and I'm used to playing a mage, so I'm used to having Varric around as well for doors and also for range damage. But,
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
Go ahead. I don't like this a lot, but okay.
You can't save all of them.
What?
Oh yeah, custom armor
Like
helps.
Pierre
That is true.
getting sick after you snuck out to Aunt Eloise's pond. You want it to be your fault, so there's a reason and it's not so frightening. But there is no reason. Pierre just got sick. The soldier was never going to live. It wasn't your fault.
That's nice.
Better.
Yeah, I love basically everything about Varric. He might be my favorite character in the series. Aveline is up there as well from 2.
So you walk into their lives, make them feel better, and they just forget you?
Yes. It's better to help and then be gone. If I stay, it can be frightening.
For you or for them?
Yes. Thank you for letting me help her. It's not how a person would do it. But it helped. That's what matters.
I also love his hat. It's the chest hair for Varric. Yeah, he's basically everyone's uncle. He's good old Uncle Varric. In this game, more so. In 2, he was the best bro. He was Hawke's absolute ride or die best bro. In this one, he's weird Uncle Varric, who's just absolutely lovable, but also weird Uncle Varric. Oh hey, I can buy things. I can buy horses. I won't yet. I have what I need. You may or may not have seen it, but I have what I need. All right, let's head up back to the war table. Let's do that really quick, and let's go somewhere. Where do we want to go? We're doing side quests tonight, so I did. We just saw this. We did. The Fallowmire last week. Wrong way. It's books. We did the Fallowmire last week. We've done a good deal on the Storm Coast. We've done a good deal in the Hinterlands, but of course we're not done with the Hinterlands, and we're not quite done with the Storm Coast. So there is... Oops. Oh no, this is right. So there's plenty more to do in both places, or we can open up somewhere else. It has been suggested by Kevin to go to... What's it called? Not the Hissing Wastes. Not the Western Approach. Maybe it's Hissing Wastes? The Nighttime Desert one. I think it's Hissing Wastes. This one. Whatever this one is. The desert at night.
Read the report.
It was unusual. Is he always so blunt?
It's big, it's open,
Yes.
but it's a lot of fun. Also, just gorgeous vistas. Note in careful handwriting from the youth who recently arrived. To the Inquisition, I found bandits stalking your patrols. They're the usual kind, and I can show your people where they are. I'd have tried to stop them, but they have swords, and I don't. If you have extra, I'll help. I want to help. Sutherland. If we have the location, just eliminate them. Put the border work elsewhere. The boy knows where they are. Outfit him. It's a minor threat. Yeah, let's go for it. Absolutely. Sutherland lad reported back. The bandits were cleared with minor spoils. He may have potential. Wonderful. Patrick always liked the Exalted Plains, but all the maps are good. It's good to see. That's as good a suggestion as any, I think. Fallowmire resources. I mean, we need some resources, I think. Not Elford.
To work?
Off stream, I should just do this for copious amounts of time while I'm doing something else on my other monitor or whatever. All right, let's see. A battalion for Sarah and Verschiel. Commander, we've verified Sarah's claims about Verschiel. Several displacements of refugees were deliberate in what appears to be an attempt to destabilize land claims. While there would be no direct gain for involving the Inquisition, increasing our presence could have unexpected results. In any case, it's a trivial matter to divert troops to march through the city, Lieutenant Esthiel. Okay. March without incident. Although I have it on good authority that there were many closed-door meetings. Oh, excuse me. Among Verschiel nobility, several useful names have been sent diplomatic envoys, and potential future gains may be impressive. Do not tell Sarah I said so, Cullen. Wonderful. I'm surprised that didn't bite everyone in the ass. All right. I do really like the Exalted Plains. That is one of the more fun areas to wander around and explore and find your way through. Graves is wildly difficult to navigate and really high combat stuff. Like the giants are a pain. There's also a couple of dragons. Exalted Plains might be manageable. We're low level. We're still level like 11 or 12? Something like that. So yeah, why not? Why not? Our spies looked into the breakdown of contact between Val Royeaux and the Imperial Army forces in the Dales. Troops on both sides agreed to cease hostilities, and then retreated to their camps to await the outcome of peace talks. What occurred after the withdrawal is a mystery. The last communique from Gaspard's marshal reported a rash of desertions. After that, silence. I agree that this warrants further investigation. Do what you will, and my agents will lend support. March on in. We need more influence if we're going to also go to the, what is it, Hissing Wastes, I think, is the nighttime one after this, or a while later. Maybe later tonight, maybe next week, we'll see. Well, I have a feeling that we're going to be doing side quests for quite some time, so no problem. We've established an outpost in the Exalted Plains. Lead Scout Harding is en route. Let's go. For the Exalted Plains, we should bring Blackwall, Vivienne, and Solus. For various reasons. I mean, there's elves, there's Olesian military, and there's Olesian nobility. Let's bring those three. So. You may catch me yawning from time to time. I did have a long day already. I had class today. We're in the second week of classes at this point, and we had quite the eventful day. It was fun. We were talking about John Paul II's Fides et Ratio today, which is a quite the encyclical. I'll link to it if you have never read it, and if you're not familiar with the subject of the interplay between faith and reason, particularly from an historical perspective. I very, very highly recommend it. I'll put it in the description after the stream is over. It also happens to be have a lot to do with the structure of my philosophy of religion course overall. So reading through it and discussing through the whole thing is really helpful for kind of structuring what we're going to be doing. And then beyond that, of course, it's wildly long. It's something like 80-something pages, which is way too much for me to ever expect intro-level undergraduates to actually read in a day.
Welcome to the Exalted Plains.
But I have an excuse.
Place with a long and bloody history. Even now, the region is volatile. This was a front in the Civil War. Now there's rebels called the Freemen of the Dales, recently emerged and adding to the chaos.
No, don't flirt with Scout Harding. Don't do that. No.
Must we dwell on such gloomy things?
No, not what
I don't want to dwell, but look.
I didn't. Did I click that?
So beautiful. Maybe even romantic.
Not what I meant to do, but okay, whatever.
This is where
Let's
the
see about
elves
more
made
about
their last
this.
stand, isn't it? Ah, you've studied the Dales. Yes. When offered a chance to lay down their arms and surrender, they refused.
Patrick says the level hike in the Emerald Graves really threw me off during my first playthrough. I remember the southern half of the map being low 10s and then northern being like level 19 or something crazy. Yeah, something like that, because suddenly there's a bunch of giants, there's a dragon, there's demons everywhere. Yeah, the flirting was by accident. Apparently it's rather easy to flirt by accident in BioWare games. At least this isn't Origins, where you can completely just have sex with any given character completely by accident without realizing that you're about to do so. So that's fun.
This rebel group. Tell me more
Could be
about
worse.
them.
That's all I'm
They
saying.
seem to be simple deserters, tired of fighting and dying for either the Empress or the Grand Duke. Now they want the Dales for their own. Worse, they're more organized than we anticipated. Be wary. What else can you tell me? Scouts have sighted Dalish elves. There must be a clan camp somewhere on the plains.
That'll
That will
do.
be all. Thank you. With
Eric
the
could kill
rifts
that
and
for
the
me.
undead, the Orlesians have lost ground. Most have been driven back to their forts. We have to stabilize the region, allowing the Imperial Army to re-establish its presence. Good luck, Your Worship. You'll need it.
Brandy that. So.
This might interest you, sir.
Sure.
What is it? See for yourself, sir.
We chose mages. I almost always choose mages. I think I've only done one playthrough where I chose Templars. I think that it's just, like, ethically speaking, the right choice. The mages are much closer to being in the right than the Templars are, especially rogue Templars. I am playing a more or less a Chantry loyalist character. Sable Trevelyan here is relatively Chantry loyalist. That said, the Templars are not exactly acting with Chantry approval, so they're rogue anyway. Okay, landmark. That and honestly, the quest for the mages, the time travel one, is just so much better. It's not like the Templar one is bad, but it's just not as good. Oh yeah, you're trying to decide on your canon run? Yeah, the canon run for me has to be mages. And I think my canon Inquisitor is probably a human mage. But I'm kind of liking human rogue, or human noble, at least. So, I don't know. Tough call. I need to... that's right. I need to make her the magic sword thing, don't I? Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. No, let's not do that. Let's go... I like her with lots of fire, but at the same time... Yeah. There we go. All set, all set, all set, all set. All right, I'm saving up my ability points for my specialization.
It's the Inquisition! Keep them out the rampart!
Oops.
Guardian commanding! Goodbye!
Okay.
Ramparts. I wonder why.
All right. You're running an ex-Templar that wants to help the mages after the events of Kirkwall. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Somebody who maybe I'm reading too much into this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe take some inspiration. Something along the lines of believed in what the Templars were supposed to be doing, protecting the mages from themselves and from demons, and keeping mages safe, keeping the people safe, keeping that nice border between them, but then saw what Meredith and company did in Kirkwall, and saw things all going wrong. And then so decided to turn things around and try and do good instead, trying to fulfill the oaths of the Templars without being a Templar proper, because the Templars have gone astray, gone off of their path. Something like that, maybe. Inquisition have arrived. They'll take the Dales, and they say it is the Herald of Andraste's right. There is no such right. These lands should be yours. We cannot allow the Inquisition to gain a foothold. As Orlay's true defenders, you know what to do. Gordian. Okay. Well, I have a feeling that we're going to get into conflict. Alright, let's see. Oh, nail on the head. Alright, cool. Got it. I nailed it, so to speak. I can't get that, apparently. That's fine. Demons around here? I swear I remember there being demons around here. One shit, dear sir, enclosed a payment for the last shipment. Oh man. Yeah, that's what happens when you are shipping goods through a literal battlefield. Doesn't go well, really. But anyway, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Anyway, so I was so I was mentioning that, oh man, I missed. That Fiduciary Ratio, the reading that my students did today, or for today, I suppose I should say, is a papal encyclical from John Paul II from 1998. 8 or 9. I think it's 98. Something like that. Late 90s. And it is, just under the wire, the longest papal encyclical of the 20th century. And like I said, it's something like 80, 85 pages long, longer if you include the footnotes. This is an introductory level general education class, a 100 level, like philosophy 1 in 10 kind of thing. So, how is it fair for me to assign a gratuitously long reading like this to intro level undergraduates? Well, it's not. But that's okay, because I'm not expecting students to actually fully read the thing, at least not for detail. Not in the same way that you would read a novel, or in the same way that you would read something that you're researching in depth, that sort of thing. Part of the exercise in reading something this gratuitously long is to learn a skill, which I didn't learn until graduate school, but I wish that I had learned this much earlier, which is the ability to skim a text. Skimming is not usually something that professors, especially at the college level, especially at the undergraduate level, want to encourage, because they want you to read everything. Make sure you read everything in absolute detail, and make sure that you read the whole thing, and read the entire text, and read it very carefully through the whole way, and yada, 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 yada. Nonsense. Most of the time, I can't... Why couldn't I kill the Hala? I'm annoyed. Most of the time, unless you are reading for pleasure, you don't need to read in that close detail everything. You need to get the information out that you need, especially from a nonfiction text. And especially something that you're studying for class or a discussion. And I am... Okay, so I had to learn this a very hard way. I had to learn to skim by getting assigned like 1 to 3 books per week in a graduate level history seminar, and having no idea how I was supposed to actually get this done. Until I found out that I wasn't supposed to get it done. The last of the silks has been delivered. Okay, more deliveries. I basically found out, my professor told me at some point, that I wasn't supposed to read all of it. I was supposed to skim it, find the relevant information, enough to bring to the discussion, and enough for what you're planning on writing by the end of the semester. That's it. That's all that really I was supposed to be doing. I'm going to go to that. Whatever that is, I'm going to it. There's a rift, but I'll do this. Whatever this is. That was those elves, right? Yeah. In any case, right, skimming like this for content, not... Oh, this is an interesting freeze frame. Oh. I'm jumping. That's weird. How about I solve this problem? Whoa, fun. Anyway, so, thank you. So, as I was saying, skimming is, I think, a crucial skill for anyone who's going to be in academia. or even in more like the real world, because it is, I think, a useful skill in business as well. Because, you know, in a lot of cases, even in the business world, you're gonna have to read things that are just way too long in way too short an amount of time. It's like for example, my learning how to skim helped immensely when I bought a house. You know, because I actually did pretty much read my full book of mortgage documents. My mortgage contract was like, again, it was, I don't know, 150, 160 pages, something ridiculous. That would be absurd to just read thoroughly and in detail, but I read through the whole thing, I understood the relevant parts, and I got out the relevant information, and I understood what I was signing. Great, that's the goal. It's not to read it like it's a novel that you have to remember all of the plot points to or anything. So, skimming like this is, as I said, I think an absolutely crucial skill, or at least a very useful skill. Is that a guy just standing around next to a skeleton and they're just hanging out and being just fine? That doesn't seem appropriate. Okay.
How can anyone stop these things?
You seem to be standing next to them just fine.
The peace talks in Halam Sharal mean an end to hostilities, don't they?
We're no longer fighting each other, but the demons, the dead. It was easier when we fought just men. You can win against men.
Are you Imperial Army?
Yes, Your Worship. I fight on the side of Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, rightful Emperor of Olay.
What's happened here?
We were trying to retake the ramparts from the dead. They rise here, somewhere within these trenches. It started when those free men showed up. Strange lights, like blue fire. It must be magic. But the free men are just deserters from the armies. How could they have managed this? And why?
I should be going.
I don't know. We should probably... We're right here. Oh, well, we're right here, but... I forgot. The ramparts are a huge pain in the ass. Let's come back to this. Patrick said, my canon playthrough ended up being this weird mishmash with my Hawke going full Anders did nothing wrong, and my Adard mage ended up being disillusioned Chantry supporter conscripted the mages. Okay. Alright. Oh, wait, there's that skull up there somewhere. How do we get there? Oh, jeez. You, not like that. I think it's around the other way. That's fine. Nedrick said, I appreciate your teaching method. Teaching students how to be resourceful with limited time is a great skill. And 100% spot on the important being able to pry out relevant information in the business world. Skimming is an art. Yeah, and I actually was doing research on this, like academic research for in the field of like education research kind of thing. Excuse me? Skellies! Neat! Oh man, I missed. Never missed as a mage. Is there more? No, that's it. Yeah, I've done a little actually education research on this, like in the field of pedagogy. That I've adopted a technique from another sort of area called the Socratic note-taking technique, where you go through a reading and you ask questions about the reading and give answers from the text. And I've used this to help guide students through skimming for content. Basically, going through the text and figuring out, okay, what's this about? Ask a question about it. Find the specific answer, move on to the next section. And so, in my experience, this 80-something page encyclical, that the last time I actually read it in a lot of detail, like I would if I were doing research, took me about 6 hours. because there's tons of footnotes, there's tons of references, excuse me, all that kind of stuff. Whereas I've had students read the thing with pretty good, pretty thorough notes in 20 minutes. Now that's really on the low end. Usually it's more like 45 minutes to an hour or so. But that's still a six-fold increase, or a six-fold decrease, I guess I would say, in the time it takes to read something and get a lot of content out of it. I think that's pretty fantastic. It's a useful technique. I really like it. I think it has been mostly successful, at least for some students. For some students don't find it as useful, and that's fine. Finding something that works for you is kind of the important part. And this is one recommendation that I've looked into and I've found that is helpful for me and winds up being helpful for some students. And it lends itself really well to conversation, because my classes are almost always discussion based. So when we came into class today, I just kind of opened it up and said, all right guys, what did everybody think about this 80-page document? Open the floor. And I had to, poke and prod and pull just a little bit, but we pretty much had a going conversation in all three of my classes, just talking about what was said in this document. Because everyone had something to say, even if everybody didn't understand the whole thing, didn't have a detailed reading of the whole thing, the class did. And the class did because everyone had 10 questions, 10 answers from somewhere in this document. And so, excuse me, together we all wound up hitting a lot of the important things. Not everything, but a lot of the important things in a document this long in an hour and 20-minute discussion. A little less than that, because I was also doing things like assignments and all that. So I think it worked out. I think that it manages to lend itself very well to that kind of to this kind of a setting, and I think it can be maybe not applied in exactly the same way, but very useful. A very useful way to skim things, like thinking of it in those terms. What is this talking about? Here's what it's saying. Cool, next. What is this talking about? Here's what it's saying. Cool, next. And then just boom, 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 go through it really quickly. If it's not a technique that you have practiced, and you have trouble skimming, I'd give it a shot. On paper, even typed is a good way to start it, but then you can just do it up here. If you have other techniques for skimming, like I said, it's whatever works for you, but it is a great skill to have. And like I said, I learned how to do this in grad school because I had to. I had no option but to learn to skim all of these many, many books that I was expected to read for my history seminars. Because this was in wild contrast to my philosophy classes, where we would read like one book or part of a book for the semester. So we did a really close, deep reading, so I didn't have to worry about skimming. I just read the same thing several times each week and just made sure that I had, not throughout the week, but each week I read a section, and I read it a couple of times to make sure I knew everything about it. And really closely, reading stuff about it and secondary material, all of that. None of which is what you do if you're skimming, if you're trying to get through as much information as possible and sift through it. They're radically different approaches, and I think I prefer the former. I prefer the deep rather than broad reading, but a lot of the times you have to read a lot and get information from it. So there's that. That's been a large part of my lessons this week. That and of course the content. I love Fiduciary Ratio. It does a great job of explaining the way that different intellectual disciplines work together, especially in the context of faith and reason, or religion and science, or that sort of, or philosophy and theology, or anything like that. But also in terms of philosophy and the sciences, or the different sciences with each other, or anything. There's a lot to that document about how interdisciplinarity, I guess you'd say, how it works and how it should work, and how it works at its best, and how we learn from each other, and all those fun things. All right.
Seems to be a lot of trouble in these parts.
Yeah, what's with the skellies?
The war has stopped, but now the dead are walking. Funny though. I've been watching these on
oh my god!
focused on the Shem armies. Well, why wouldn't someone want to kill humans, huh? Still, poor fools.
That delivery. Oh my god. The battle is over, but now the dead are walking. What? Oh my god. I need to clip that somehow. I need to find that voice line. We're at... Where's our time code? Where's our timestamp? Oh, man. 104. Okay. Ish. Alright. That's hilarious. I don't know why, but something about the delivery of that just knocked me out. Oh my god.
Are you a Dalish elf?
Oh, man.
Of course, you would have little experience with the people. Yes, we're Dalish. We've been camped for weeks in the fields to the west. The war between the lions made passage through the dirt difficult. Damaged some of our arivals. If you find the clan, tell Keeper How and I'll continue the hunt, and perhaps find a safer route through the plains.
What's the dearth?
It's what we call this place. The Dearth. Dearth of Erin.
I must be going.
Very well. Be safe.
Okay. Dearth of Erin. Okay. See, I thought he would explain exactly why they called it that, but no, guess not. Oh my god. Erica, do you need a bonk? Erica says this game is boring if you're not talking to Cullen. Oh my god. Oh! Hi, Wolfies. Alright. I didn't see them coming. Kind of wandered over a hill, and there they were. Oh, man. We got a lot of Cullen simps in the chat, I guess.
Darling, leave that to me.
Oh, you want to do it? Alright, you can do it. Okay, well, you got your Veilfire. What about it? Well, silver mine. Oh, okay. Okay, anything interesting? Curses. Little curses. Let's see.
The Veilfire must be making the runes legible.
Ooh, Glyph. After my philosophy class in university some years ago divided into learning abstract philosophies and learning how to dynamically argue in favor of them or against an opposing ideology. Philosophy is cool. I'm glad you think so. I mean, naturally, maybe I'm biased as a philosopher, but I find philosophy to be absolutely fascinating. To the point where when I was an undergraduate, my first semester, I was taking an honors interdisciplinary class, which was mostly philosophy. It was basically an epistemology class, more or less. Not quite entirely, but more or less epistemology. Then an intro to philosophy class. That worked. Good enough. Don't care. Zap me if you want. An intro to philosophy class, which was basically just a course on Plato's Republic. And then a Spanish class, Spanish literature, which we didn't really do a lot of studying Spanish literature, sadly. Kind of like actual Spanish literature. We did kind of like popular literature kind of stuff, and I was a little disappointed by that. But what are you gonna do? And then I'm amazed I remember this. This was like 13 years ago. But and then finally I had a political science class, which I didn't really much care for, because I thought political science was political theory when I signed up for it as a major. And I'm interested in political theory.
That is correct, Enchanter. I did not train in your circle.
Well, dear, I hope you can take care of yourself, should we encounter anything outside your experience.
I will try, in my own fumbling way, to learn from how you helped seal the rifts at Haven.
Ooh.
Ah, wait. My memory misleads me. You were not there.
Oh, Solus. Oh, man. Brazil. Started brewing. Oh. Little, okay. Anyway, though, it's, so I had basically, I took this intro to philosophy class that was basically just Plato's Republic and associated texts. And very few associated texts. We read some Epictetus, the Stoic. We read some Heidegger. We read Hobbes. I think it was Hobbes. Yeah, Hobbes. In the context of social contract theory. And one or two other little articles. And man, it was amazing. I absolutely fell in love with philosophy to the point where I switched my major. I had been double majoring in history and in history and political science with the intention of going to law school. I, within the first week of classes, switched my major to philosophy away from history. Stuck with political science. I dropped history. And that was largely because I already had the equivalent of a history minor, just from advanced placement, dual enrollment, that kind of stuff. What is this? Let's do that. And so I had a lot of history credits already. So I was all right, whatever. A minor is fine. I accepted the minor. Then, eventually, after I discovered that, like I mentioned, political science is a science, it's a social science, it's not political theory, and political theory is what's done in philosophy departments. My second year, I dropped my poli-sci major entirely, and put my history minor back to a major, and then did history focusing on ancient Rome, mostly Roman Republic, late Rome, and Roman Empire, late Rome, not Republic so much. And now I'm a philosophy professor, and now I have taught basically a version of that intro class that got me into philosophy. I've taught it a few times, and a few people who I've taught have gotten into philosophy, at least to some degree, even if it's just maybe not gone off and become professors and such, which is fine. I don't necessarily need the competition in the job market. Joke. But people who have gone on to be absolutely fascinated by a lot of these subjects, spurned on by some of the same things that I was talking about, and some of the same things that interested me when I heard about them. So, passing on what I learned, that sort of deal. Fen'Harel. There's precious little we know about Fen'Harel. But they did not care for they say he did not care for our people. Elganon and Mythal created the world as we know it, and Drul taught us the ways of the hunter. Selays and Junay gave us fire and crafting, but Fen'Harel kept to himself and plotted the betrayal of all the gods. After the destruction of Arlathan, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fen'Harel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself with glee. The legends say that before the fall of Arlathan, the gods we know and revere fought an endless war, with others of their kind. There's not a Haren among us who remembers these others. Only in dreams do we hear whispered the names of Geldauren, and Dernthal, and Anaris, for they are the forgotten ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. In ancient times, only Fenarel could walk without fear among both our gods and the Forgotten Ones, for although he is kin to the gods of the people, the Forgotten Ones knew of his cunning ways, and saw him as one of their own. That is how Fenarel tricked them. Our gods saw him as a brother, and they trusted him when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce, and the Forgotten Ones trusted him also when he said that he would arrange for the defeat of our gods if only the Forgotten Ones would return to the abyss for a time. They trusted Fenharel, and they were all of them betrayed, and Fenharel sealed them away so that they could never again walk among the people. From the tale of Fenharel's triumph, as told by Gisarel, keeper of Ralafarin. I wonder if that's ever going to become relevant. Probably not. Anyway. Ooh, a Fade Rift. Do that. Daniel, why don't you recruit Vivienne? I actually really like her. I kind of like her more when I'm not playing a mage, honestly. Okay. I've actually come to like her a lot more in honestly, a lot more in this playthrough than I have some other times before. I bonked real hard. Ow. Stupid things. Oh, there we go. Let's do that real quick. That said, there is plenty to dislike about her, I will say. I have disliked her quite a bit in the past, I will say. Once in a while. Like, she does get on my nerves sometimes. Maybe it's the Orlesian elitist kind of attitude. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the fact that she is a mage who is very pro-circle, and that sometimes rubs me the wrong way. And I can see why that would irritate. That could be irritating. But I like that there is that perspective, at least. That perspective shows up. Because it's not what you would necessarily expect. We get plenty of anti-circle mages. Especially in Dragon Age 2. But the fact that there is at least one mage who we have in the game who's a real main companion, who's very pro-circle, that actually, I think, lends us a really neat perspective. Now, to be fair, that could have been done just as well by a non-companion. That could have been a pro-circle mage who's an advisor or something like that. Or even just somebody around Skyhold that could have lent that same interesting perspective. And although her character writing is, I think, really good, there isn't a lot to her, like her personal quest and her arc. She doesn't have much of an arc, honestly. So, I do like her personality, though, and her writing, I think, is very good. Daniel says, I find it hard to be able to talk to her with given dialogue choices. I never feel like I get a dialogue option that my Inquisitor would actually use with her. It makes interacting with her difficult. Okay, yeah, no, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. And I think that I've had a similar experience, especially playing as a mage. Playing as a noble, I think that the sarcastic dialogue options tend to work quite well because she kind of plays along with that being, Orlesian ability. But that works more as a noble. If your Inquisitor is a noble, that makes that work a little bit better, as opposed to as a mage or as anything else. Where I think I see where I definitely can see what you're getting at there. That it certainly could be. It can be that she's very she's hard to talk to, and a lot of the dialogue options are pretty niche. Okay, that was easy. Easier than I thought it would be.
Veilfire.
I don't have any lightning damage on me. There it is. Yes, I do. That worked. Ooh. Nice stuff. Pascal, Augusta is on the trail of some elven mystery. If what I've heard is true, I don't want that pompous arse getting his hands on it. I think he's smug now. He's searching for ruins. I know at least two. The ancient baths and the ruin in Enavirus. I keep saying Evanurus for reasons. You know the reasons. You know the one. Remember the mead? Get going. I'll send a messenger if I hear more. Dame. Deep mushrooms. Ooh, mushrooms. Silas, the Hearthkeeper. Another elven god who's less interesting than the Dreadwolf. The Dreadwolf is the interesting one. Actually, wait, it's already lit, so I can just do it. There we go. La-da-dee-da. Where'd it go? Saw one around here. Oh, there's one. Very nice. Alright, where to? Oops. Do I want to do the Dalish camp and stuff over here? I mean, I might as well, right? Yeah. I mean, the Ocularum, I'll do that eventually. That actually might be something I do off stream, just because it's a lot of wandering around that it's not as interesting to watch. Datrick says, I freaking love Vivienne. Though I wish Fiona and the Mage Rebellion had more stuff to do after arriving in Skyhold. The Templars had a series of war tables and a few special cutscenes if they joined. That's right, didn't they? Like I said, I only sided with the Templars, I think, one time. Because I do think that overall the Mage story is better. I'm of the rare perspective in the fandom that I think that Samson is a more interesting villain than Calpurnia. Primarily because you already knew him from Dragon Age 2.
A Dalish burial ground. They don't burn, they're dead.
Well, we know what happens because of that, don't we? Let's not go here yet. We should probably talk to the Dalish camp before we go fiddling around their graveyards. Anyway. Yeah, I actually like I said, I like Samson better than Calpurnia. Again, it also speaks more to the fallen hero who becomes desperate for power kind of archetypal story, which I find to be really interesting. Really tragic. Samson is a lot more pitiable than Calpurnia. He's a mustache-twirling villain, ironically. Whereas Samson he fell into his situation. And not really fell into, he dug himself into his situation. Whereas Calpurnia dove into it headlong. But yeah, I do wish that just in general, I wish that Fiona were more involved. I know her story from, what was it, Stolen Throne? Was it Stolen Throne? Stolen Throne? I think. Whichever the novel with her and what's his face and Logain. Not Alistair. Alistair's father. I know that story, at least vaguely. And I like her story from it. And she's actually really interesting. She's a really good character that I wish there were more of in this game. Elganon.
The Dalish remember fragments of fragments, but that is more than most.
Okay. I can respect that, I suppose. Junae. You look, it's Lore Dump Town. Alright, we should definitely talk to the Keeper first.
These are not good times to come unbidden before the people, especially here, where we remember the destruction of our home at the hands of humans. My patience is thin with
That's
all
true.
that has befallen.
Yeah, but I'm not from the Free Marches. I'm not a Legion.
What has befallen your clan?
The Orlesian War has hindered our progress through the dirt. The armies cause rock slides. They dig ditches that trip the Hala and destroy the Arabils, making passage impossible. Precisely when the clan needs him most, my first, Tavin, defies my wishes and mounts an excursion to the Emerald Graves. And now, I've learned that the grounds of Var Balanaris are infested by angry spirits from the beyond.
I don't care. I can help.
I can deal with that for you.
My clan and I would be deeply grateful if you could, and be mindful of the resting places of our dead. Var Balanaris is sacred ground.
Okay.
Why do elves call this plane the Dearth?
When the people settled here, we called it Dearth of Erin. The promise. For the Dales were promised to us by Andraste. It is still the Dearth to us. Even if the Shemlin give it a name that recalls our destruction.
I met one of your hunters. He's continuing to look for a safe route.
He trusted you to pass the message on. That speaks well of you.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
Another time.
Alright. By the grace of the Dalish.
Please don't get too close to the Hala. They're unused to strangers.
If I never get close, we'll always be strangers, won't we?
True indeed. May I ask, traveling these plains, have you come across a golden Hala? I fear human soldiers may kill her. If she would only draw close, I could gain her trust. I could protect her.
How would I know that?
I've heard of a golden Hala. You call it Hanal Gilan, the Pathfinder.
How would I know that? Okay.
I'm amazed. Yes. Some of us believe she comes to the people in times of great need.
Why do you think soldiers hunt your Hala?
Pelts and horns sell for gold in Shem markets, I hear. And if they were golden, goodbye then.
Fair enough. I mean, it's understandable, really. Hunting pretty creatures.
Stores are so low.
You seem troubled.
It's nothing. Just our stores. With the Shem War and the demons, replenishing them has been difficult. For one, we're almost out of herbs, and we lack materials to repair the Aravals. I don't even remember. There's so much we're missing. It's all written in my ledger.
Okay. Well, I can do that. All of that. Spindleweed. Do I have enough spindleweed to just deliver?
You were the one they could...
Hang on. Yeah. Glyphs. Golden Hala. From the Beyond. We'll do that next. Probably.
Herald of Andraste.
Unless it's this.
I've heard so much about you and your Inquisition. There's talk even amongst the Dalish.
Talk. What do they say exactly?
Well, the clans are worried about what this might mean for us.
The Dalish, that is. No matter what they say, your Inquisition is the only thing trying to help the world. I wish I could be a part of that.
Good lad. The world doesn't change without people to change it.
It won't happen. Keeper Howard won't allow it. He doesn't trust anything to do with the Chantry or Andraste.
So, two neat things. One, yes, side quest town. This is basically just a little side quest town. The Dalish clans usually are just little side quest town. I guess kind of with the exception of Merrill's sometimes. But, excuse me again. But even that only sometimes. That's only sometimes plot relevant. Two, I really like his weapon. It's like I don't know, it's either a really thin short sword or maybe a long stiletto. The hilt and guard make me think it's a long stiletto, and I really like that. I think that's cool. Anyway, I think it's neat.
I could try to convince your keeper.
You could try.
I could
I'll take
try.
my leave.
Could try. Anyway. Cool. What's next? Elfruit. We have Elfruit. Elfruit. Okay. What's next? Canine leather. We have that. We keep killing wolves. Wait, do we have enough? Ah, we don't have enough. Darn. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's go fight some ghosties. Alright, bye-bye, side quest town. We'll be back later. Once we finished our side quests. Anyway. Yeah. Next week, we're doing logic. Logic, critical thinking, all of that. Which is always a lot of fun to do, because people are bad at thinking by default, especially these days, but I don't think that's probably anything new. People were probably never really all that good at thinking, especially untrained and young people. Never all that great at thinking in the first place, especially thinking carefully about difficult issues. So I've got a whole section on logic and critical thinking. I've got a logic quiz coming up that, honestly, students always do kind of terribly on. My class average is usually something around mid-60s or so. And smash. Yeah, my class average is like mid-60s, and it's not because my students are dumb, obviously. If any of you are watching, you're not. I just don't expect you to do well on this. I apologize for that in advance. And really, it's just because it's difficult. It is a difficult subject, and it's difficult material to master. But it's also, very important. Learning how to think very, very carefully about things is, well, first of all, something which is going to be carried through the entire course. Right? The logic section of our core, of really any philosophy course, is the part that it's the part of the material that you can never really skip over, and you're always going to be using. It's the cumulative part, if you will, in sort of academy's terms. But the other part of it is that it's also the only part of a course on, in my case, philosophy of religion, that you're definitely going to take with you and use outside of my classroom, right? A lot of the stuff that we talk about, a lot of the stuff that we learn, whether that is, natural theology or religious epistemology or whatever, maybe it'll impact you in your own approach and relationship to religion. Maybe it won't. I think it probably should, all other things equal. But Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And most students are probably not, at least not going to be using it, professionally. Whereas the logic part of the course, they almost definitely will be using. Because everyone benefits from being able to think very clearly and carefully about stuff. No matter your career, no matter your academic interests, no matter your area of expertise, whatever, being able to very carefully examine issues, examine arguments for faults, construct your own arguments. All of that is going to be useful no matter what you're doing. And so it's really the part of the class that everyone can take away with them. Which is very different from some of the other stuff, which is specifically about the material that we are studying. And that's it. That's where it ends. Unless you're going to be doing, unless you're going to be going on to study philosophy or study theology or whatever, which most of my students aren't, right? This is a Gen Ed class. I have precisely zero philosophy majors, because my university doesn't have a philosophy major, but I also have precisely zero philosophy minors. And this semester, at least, precisely zero religious studies majors, because this is a Gen Ed course that they get out of, that they don't have to take, because they take other religion classes. So, oh no, it's locked. I have to steal the tomb key from somewhere. Crap. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. This requires defiling graves. That ain't right. I mean, I know they're heathens, and they don't follow proper Androstian burial rites.
The nobles will still expect the peasants to send in the harvest.
But if anybody wants to point me in the right direction to find the key, I don't have to desecrate all of the graves, at least. Let me know. And I might come back and do it. And yes, I acknowledge they are heathens and they're not practicing proper Androstian burial rites. And they are burying their dead instead of burning their dead, and that's utterly barbaric and very dangerous. And I know, I get it. Still though. Oh, wait. Oh, defiling graves. Okay, yeah. Eric said something Sable literally killed someone 2 Curse of Strahd sessions ago for. Yeah, defiling graves. Besides other things, that's why she wanted to kill them from the start. Yes. I don't know how much I want to say about that, because I don't want to spoil key plot points of Curse of Strahd, because that is a key plot point of Curse of Strahd, not just my homebrew version of it, so... Ooh, Golden Hala. Go. Go, Hala, go. Go, Hala, go. I'm going to have to defend you from wolves and stuff, aren't I? Anyway. But yeah, it's, yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's, no. Also, yes, literally more paladin than paladin right now. Listen, he's a vengeance paladin. They're a different breed. You know how they are. Oath of Vengeance paladins are not exactly good for the good god. They're a lot more blood for the blood god. Come back here, Mr. Hala. Mr. Fancy Golden Hala. Yay! We kinda did it. I mean, it worked, so we're fall damage. Oh god. Okay, so no, that's a good point. Fair enough. Datrick said the only way to find the key is to plant the Chantry's flag over all the tombs. Well, and burn the corpses before they rise up and kill us. That too. But anyway, And then Erica said, how is someone defiling graves not in the domain of vengeance? Yeah, it kind of should be, honestly. It kind of really should be. In any case, though, yeah, on which note, yeah, it is. But then, I have to say, the Andrastian burial rites, the burning of corpses, primarily, make a lot of sense in this setting. In a setting where demons are very likely to come and inhabit dead corpses, intact corpses. Like, I know that it's a different kind of it's certainly a different kind of it's a different means than you might expect, right? A different funerary rite than you might expect, even given the situation. But at the same time, it makes perfect sense. Ooh, robes of the High Keeper. No. Ooh, quillback leather. Phoenix scales. Damn, that's nice. I want all these. How much money did I just spend? No, I'm fine. I got plenty of money. Alright. That's enough. I'll buy it. I don't need it. I want Solus to wear his plaid weave. Alright, that'll be fine. Oh, I do need to sell stuff, though. No.
I should be going.
I need to sell stuff. That's important. How's this compared to what he has? It's better? No, I like it. I like the current one. I like the current one. Merkel's Fist. Cool looking. I'm gonna keep it. Should I? What does this do? Unkilled grants stamina. Nah. Bow. Nothing special. What does this do? Mage. I should give that to Solus. Make him even more squishy. Why is this flanking damage bonus for mages? It's actually kind of cool. Alright. Sweet. Bear fur. I think I have bear fur. Don't I? Did I not get up?
You will always be welcome here.
Huh. I goofed it somehow. I don't know. It's weird.
Herald, your return.
I've destroyed the demons on your sacred ground.
You were successful. You put an old man's heart at ease. Thank you. You have done us a great kindness.
Valorant, where are you?
Who's Valorin?
My brother. He's been sullen for a while because the Keeper chose another as his apprentice. He thinks it's a slight, but it isn't. He just wasn't ready. Keeper Howen wants him to wait. Then he took off 3 nights ago on his own. I don't know what he was thinking. The Keeper sent hunters to search, but they never found a trace. Mathal's mercy. If anything's happened.
See what I can do. Can I check the ledger?
Aneth Ara, Herald.
I'll take my leave.
Greetings to you.
Not inventory. Journal. Ah, that's why. I just don't have the bear belts. That's why. That's why. Okay. Black wall. Oops. That's kind of cool. Ooh, they get staggered. That's kind of nice. Wow. That's really nice. All right, that'll work. All right, and Vivienne. Yeah, that's nice. Stone Fist. Okay, I have points. That's fine. Okay, now what? Glyphs. Could do glyphs. Probably not going to be going to desecrate graves, honestly. So, yeah, let's go find some glyphs. More glyphs. Hop. All right. So, anyway. That was really ghosty, I just heard. All right. Okay. All right, so let's pop this open. Ooh. Pick this up. There's a wall over there we can bash. Bashing them walls. Eee. Destruction. It's fun. Alright, anyway. Duhame. Researching the ruins. We heard Augustus Comboy digging in the stones at Hallen something. I hate these elf names. Pascal. Alright, so a couple of things. First of all, let's do this. Boom. Let's do that. Let's kick the wall down. That's cool. What's that? There's something up there. We will come back to the demons. It's got to be down there with the demons, right? Gotta be. Oh, there we go. That's all. Vivienne's got her nice big magic sword. Oh man, that's right. I need to get Dispel or Solus. Oh, hate those things. The lore bubblies. Anyway. Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Counter-Strike is this. Is my block thingy, right? Block and Counter-Strike. Right. No, it's parry. Oh, Counter-Strike is the warrior version, isn't it? Okay. Wait, where did my Veilfire go? The Veilfire was gone. It's not great. I don't love that. Alright, well, we'll go back and get more, I guess. Anyway. Old horn. What's that? Mosaic piece. Nice. What am I missing? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Alright. Anyway, one of my favorite things about the logic section is always using examples of terrible arguments. One of my favorite parts, and pointing out examples of terrible arguments, and of course, it's a little bit unfortunate to be teaching this class on an off year in terms of elections, because I will say, anytime I get to teach anything logic related during election season, especially campaign season, when the idiots are really out in force. Making the worst arguments mankind has ever come up with on a very regular basis, publicly and at length. It's just absolutely delightful. I love using references from political debates, from anything even vaguely political. Whoopsie, anything even vaguely politically related for pointing out, especially things like logical fallacies.
Your rebels have won the favor of the Inquisition.
Oh, it's nice.
My rebels? Am I an agent for their cause? Whispering poison into the Inquisition's ears? How comforting.
You enjoy seeing yourself as a villain?
No more than any other clever man who wonders what he could do if pushed. But I meant you, Enchanter. How comforting it must be for you to see a traitor helping the rebels from within. You need never concern yourself with the possibility that your circle was wrong.
Oh, shit. Man, I don't think I've ever had these two together. At least not for any length of time. For banter. Oh, this is good. Some good stuff, man. This is really good. Where is the glyph? Does anyone know offhand? Because I don't. I can't find the damn thing. I know these tend to be hidden decently well. I can't remember where this one is. I hear a weird whooshy sound around here somewhere. Wondering if that's it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it. Got it. Okay. Put away the Veilfire. Don't need it anymore. Okie doke. Now what? I'm gonna... Yeah, let's loop around this way then. More glyphs. Wait. the number isn't matching up, but that's fine. I don't care. Alright, let's go back that way. Hey, but also, feel free to let me know getting tired of the Emerald Graves. Great thing about the open world of this game is that it really does open up quite a bit, and that you can kind of go wherever, so long as you do at least a little bit of side questing in each given location. If we want to wander off somewhere else, we obviously can. Pretty much whenever, really. Well, at this point, I think we have enough power to unlock most of the areas. Oh, courtyard, right. Anyway. Yeah, that's a man, I have never seen these two, like I said, at their throats like this. I'm intrigued to see where this goes. If this is standard BioWare companion writing, they'll kiss and make up by the end. Probably not literally, but they'll end off coming to a bitter compromise, seeing each other's perspectives and that whole thing. But I seem to remember at least some of the companions in this game actually sticking to their guns about things, and if there are two incredibly stubborn companions in any BioWare game, it's these two. I don't think there's anyone more stubborn in really almost any CRPG or you know, RPG in general, really, than these two. So, man, if I would not be all that surprised to see them stick at it and actually hold fast to what they're actually believing, no? And that'd be really cool. Okay, so where's the Veilfire? Right there. Gale. I peruse the library in Villa Morel. There are tales of a hidden elven power in the Dales. I entrust you with the task of unearthing this power. It could be a weapon in the fight for freedom. They say the key is the Dirthaveran. Writing of the Stones. As I understand it, that's the elven name for the Exalted Plains. It's full of ruins. I know of one by the river, the west. I assume I'm supposed to say, oh no, west of where the armies are camped. Shrine to Selace, start there, Saragast. Okay. Sarah Solus Vivienne Party Banters, Perpetual Salt Factory. Oh my god. I can only imagine. Those are three people I almost never have together. In part because I almost never take Sarah anywhere. In part just because I don't like her character mostly. Most of the time I don't like her character. She's fun with Blackwall. She's fun with Blackwall. But in general, I really kind of can't stand her. She's like PB, but worse. And, yeah, I usually don't take two mages, so I'm used to playing mage. But I don't usually take Solus and Vivienne. But man, this is great. This is pretty great. Ooh, who's me? Things got worse. There's no end to madness. Strange lights on the plains. I'm hopeful. Hope you would be too. Etc. I skipped over a little bit of that, but that's okay. Yep. I hear bees. Sarah around? Oh, I hear jingly dinglies. Hold on, where's the jingly dinglies coming from? There it is. Nice.
That looks like all of them. I'll see what the researchers of Skyhold make of this.
Ooh, Skelly. What are you doing here? Our corpse, technically. Oh, there's more of them. What? No, there's not. Those are my mages. Okay, that was weird. Alright, now what? There's another rift. There's another rift. Yeah, there's another rift. Let's just do the other rift. Why not? A demon. Got him. Okay. Oh, we were already there. Speaking of PB though, I kind of want to at some point go back to Andromeda. Contrary to a lot of people, I really enjoyed Mass Effect Andromeda. It was nowhere near as good as the original trilogy, but I did think that it was genuinely quite good. What? Why did that not work? Kidding me. This is ridiculous. It's disruptive. Solus, why are you just standing there with Veilfire? What is this? Where's my... Pause. Okay. Solus. There. That's fine. Wait, what? No. No. Hold on. How did I do this? Ow. Okay. It really didn't help that Solus was just standing there holding his Veilfire. That really didn't help at all. What happened? Why did I get over there? Ah! Oh, and there's one of those too. Oh, jeez. That's nasty. Okay, is that it? That's it. Okay, cool. That's it. Oh, that. Whew. That was actually quite the fight. Oh, that was a big lot of stuff. Well, that was from the Revenant, wasn't it? Okay. Anyway. Cool. Got him. Got him, boss. Alright, now what? Yeah, maybe... I mean, this means that we're having to go back towards the battlements. We're just going from the back end. I don't usually go this way. Wolves! Wait, what? Hello, wolf. Damn it. Here's more wolves. What's over this way? Just materials, I guess. Oh, the upper battlements. Great. Oh, well, that's Valoran. And he died. Trying to find ruins. And the veil is thin due to the Shem War.
Trying to bind a spirit.
Great. Well, that's sad. What are you gonna do? I mean, everyone kind of should have known that that was unwise, wandering freely through a battlefield. While also apparently trying to bind a spirit. By which any reasonable person other than Solus would mean demon. Obviously, we'll do it again. Regard. He'll be gone by the time you get back, heading to Leeds. Join me as soon as you can. I've left some supplies in the hollow of the old tree, the one near the ruin. Should be enough to pay someone to take you to the city. Be safe. Father. Maybe we shouldn't raid that. Maybe we shouldn't necessarily raid that. This is this. Wait, back here. Oh, so we are supposed to locate the farmer's valuables, huh? Let's see what this is. While we're in the area.
Sarah and I were just talking about you. We need you to settle a question for us.
Sarah's involved. So this question will be offensive.
Yes, probably. Sorry. You make friends with spirits in the Fade.
Oh,
so,
no.
Are there any that are more than just friends?
Oh, no.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, really?
Look, it's a natural thing to be curious about.
For a 12-year-old?
It's a simple yes or no question.
How old is Sarah? 12?
About the Fade or spirits is simple. Especially not that.
That's a yes.
So you do have experience in these matters.
That's definitely a
I
yes.
did not say that.
Don't panic. It'll be our little secret.
Ass.
Now who's 12?
Oh my god. Okay. How the heck do I get up there? I have to go around the other way, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm sure I do. Okay, great. Alright, well. There goes that idea. Oh, we were right here. Okay. We're back to right here. Alright, cool. If I can get up there somehow, and I was trying to at some point, try the other direction. Yeah, like I said, Blackwell and Sarah get along quite well, so it would seem. Bye-bye, demons. This might work. Not gonna work. Darn it. It's up there. Maybe this will. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Making progress. To pack. Jewels, dresses, book of prayers, wine. Mother's Grand Oak Armoire. Who's gonna... What? Hacking it? Ah, jeez. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not gonna narrate that. No. All right. Oh, damn it. Okay. Try this again, shall we? Over here, maybe? Is this a way up? Yep. Okay, maybe. No, maybe not. Is that it? Okay, maybe. Maybe this is it. No, this is not. This is clearly not intended to be the way up, but it is. It is anyway. How am I supposed to get up there? Over here? Oh, maybe this is it. Okay. It seems like it might be it. The mountain climbing in this game is worse than Skyrim. The difference is, it seems like this game, you're intended to do the wacky, silly, absurd amounts of mountain climbing. There's one. Another. There's another. There's another. There's another. Any more? There's one more. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay. So before we hop down to get all that stuff, we need to mark this. We need to claim this location. Nice. Nice. Uh-oh. We might be frozen. Now we're good. We're good. Okay. Ruined ashes. Alright. So let's head down. Let's grab a at least one or two of these that are right here. I will probably come back to the other ones off stream at some point, time permitting. Primarily just because I don't feel like doing all of these right now. Oof. Let's go back to camp real quick, because I need to heal and restock. Okay.
Nothing to report.
There we go. Anyway. Where's my requisitions table? There we go. Ooh, we could do this. Still need the murder knife. We need more death root. We need 3 assassin weapons. In the way of the assassin. Huh. We have death root? Is that a thing we have? No, that is not a thing we have just sort of found. Way of the Assassin. What do I need to do here? Writing on Assassin's methods. Assassin Guild Leader tokens. Death root. Knife materials. Eastside Hills, the Flats, the Black Fens, and Crestwood. Oh, all this is in Crestwood. Western Approach. Storm Coast. So all this is in Crestwood. I kind of want to go and do that. I think we've done a lot here in an Ember Graves, so it might be worth going to Crestwood. If that means that we're, and maybe continuing that next time, especially if that means we will, out among the belongings of the followers who, so Cole's stuff. He has belongings? That was weird. Leaders. We're good on Artificer, but I'm not going to do that. We're good on here. Almost. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Anyway, yeah, let's work on this one. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here for now. This was a fun journey. And I'm sure we'll be back. But for now, back to Skyhold. We also have a lot more war table. We have a few more war table missions to do. We'll introduce Crestwood in the last 45 minutes or so tonight. 40 minutes, really, at this point. But, introduce Crestwood. Do some of the stuff there. Next time I actually might, we might actually do the Crestwood Quest. Because there's a real quest line there. Of course, in addition to so there's the actual quest in Crestwood. And then there is also the I don't know, what you would call it, area mission? The stuff that you're supposed to do in there to fully unlock the area and do all that stuff. But then, like I said, there's also the story mission in Crestwood, which involves meeting with Stroud, the Grey Warden, with the help of Hawke. Wait, we have new areas? Resources. Ooh, the Glyphs. Oh, it's that tomb. We'll do that eventually, not yet. That's actually kind of complex.
You did not notice? I had no idea Lady Beverly was one of your people. You might have told me before I embarrassed myself.
The Inquisitor's effort to close the Fade Rifts has increased stability in various regions across Thedas. However, demons sometimes remain, having wandered from the site of the original rifts. The Inquisition has received numerous requests for aid in dealing with this problem. Either local nobility should take an interest, yeah, I think that's an idea, that's probably smarter, Our soldiers can do sweeps of areas formerly containing fade rifts, eliminating demons. Hey, Wizkid. Welcome. Good evening. Hello. Yeah, let's actually coordinate with local nobility. That's a much more nice and feudal solution, rather than just doing everything ourselves. I've secured promises from several noble families. They have agreed to provide personal guards and other resources to the cause. We have played our part in closing the rifts. The nobles will now see to the safety of those living in their lands. Best I can do for a Josephine accent, which isn't great, but it's there. Enjoy.
The order was sent?
This morning.
Good. Game tomorrow. Indeed. And the next day. Indeed. Eddie, you heard, you got our update as to what has happened so far. I can fill you in as well on what happened on the journey. Rashfine. Viridian.
All right.
Why not? Dracula intense. I wasn't trying. I was going for Dracula. I was just saying good evening. Hello and good evening. Welcome, everyone. Even though it has been 2.5 hours since I began. Anyway, so let's go here. Crestwood. Find the Warden. Hawke has revealed that Corypheus can influence the minds of Grey Wardens. If the Darkspawn brings them under his sway, he'll command a legion of highly skilled warriors. The Inquisition must hunt down Hawke's Grey Warden ally, hiding in Crestwood, to learn about the other Wardens' plans. No one has traveled to or from Crestwood since the breach, and the Liana will send her fastest agents to discover what disaster has rendered it silent. Arthur got, and our charge is probably evil. You don't know that. He's just kind of a bitch, that's all. And your patron's daughter's bestie. Don't go accusing people. Anyway. Should I convince Arthur, not that he needed much convincing, to go catch a pseudo-dragon? Didn't work out so well. He got stung in the leg. He turned out fine, though. He was okay. He didn't die or anything. Then you guys got set upon by some Sahuayan. Didn't work out so well. Then you guys got set upon by some bandits. And beat the living heck out of them. Arthur hunted them down like dogs. For Saturday, Erica says, yeah, Arthur got the shit end of the stick literally all game. Well, not literally all game, right up until the end, until you started hunting them down and got like 3 crits. Alright, so let's check this out. Let the country bumpkin do it. Nah, you were waiting in the wagon. Ingtar helped out a little bit. As a me doing Brant voice. You did not go down every single combat, all but the last one. Although yes, it was a night of poor luck, really. Inquisitor, Hawke's warden friend is somewhere here. Disappeared before we could talk to him. He's good. Be careful on the road. Lots of undead. People here need our help. Explain more once you're here. Let's go. We want Dorian because he's an undead expert, and I want Varric, and I want Cassandra. Yeah. That sounds good. Oh, wait. How close was to deading? You didn't crit? I thought you crit. At least once or twice. The bandits were already running away. That's true. Literally missed every single attack up until the point where the bandits are turning to run. That is true. I mean, they... you hit one with a whip before that. But not much. But you're right. Not enough. Not as it should have been. Yeah, that was an unlucky night like crazy. So catching up to right now, you guys are about to, Saturday-wise, Saturday game, you guys are setting up camp on the road, about halfway between Waterdeep and the town of Marin, where you're heading towards. And then Marin is just a couple hours hike up a mountain to
Good
Vermeulen,
to
where
see
the
you
mine
safe,
is.
Inquisitor. But we've got trouble ahead.
If you're on edge, I should alert the entire Inquisition.
Or increase my hazard pay. That's an option.
Are things that bad?
Yeah, the Sawayans just kind of dogpiled Arthur. Sawayans? I think it's Sawayans. I don't know. Those things. The fish people.
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight.
Speaking of fish
It's not
people.
the only rift in the area. But after it appeared, corpses started walking out of the lake. You'll have to fight through them to get to the cave where Sir Hawke's Grey Warden friend is hiding.
Yay. Narrative continues, and they went first because I had to do a nature check to see how dangerous the enemy was and whether we could just keep moving. Apparently, he should have just started shooting instead. That, I mean, to be fair, probably. To be fair, yes. You did remember a couple things about them that helped the fight a little bit, but not enough. Not enough to make a difference. Also, already injured from the pseudo-dragon. That is true. They had advantage on all their attacks, yeah. That was actually a thing you remembered, that Sawayans, they go after people who are already injured. Which helped a little, I guess.
At least they won't be a surprise.
I nearly stepped on one in the grass the other night, before it started moaning. Maybe someone in Crestwood can tell you how to get to the rift in the lake. Maker knows they'll want help. Good luck, and please be safe.
Yeah, that was really kind of the only thing that you realized, knew, and remembered, and that was helpful, but it was at least something, I guess. Alright, let's pick up our requisition.
Word for you.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
I mean, more classical salute. Is it spindleweed, or is that deathroot? I need deathroot. Really need deathroot. I don't know where to find it.
There must be a way to get to the rift in the lake.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
spindleweed.
preferably without drowning.
Maybe the locals will lend us a boat.
I don't even know if that would help. It's under the lake. So anyway, it was 4 fishy beatards. Beatards, I love that. Versus the other rogue and wizard because Arthur did literally nothing. Yeah, that was rough. That was a. So to be perfectly clear as well, that was going to be 6 of them. But seeing as there were only 3 of you, and it turned out to be basically what amounts to only 2 of you, so 6 of them would have not been quite manageable, let's say. And I knew that, so there were only 4 of them. I was planning for at least 4 to 6 people there, so 6 of them would have been reasonable. But with 3, especially with 3 with 1 already injured. You know how Sawayans are when somebody's injured. Yeah. Yeah. Where are we? A demon! That's a relatively high level demon. That's not good. Oh, hi. Oh, that's right. She has the banana. She has the banana hammer. I forgot she had the banana hammer. Oh, this is so pretty. The field of heather. Right on the shore of the lake full of Walking Dead. Harold, I'm taking the boat over to Keldon's to drop off the first of the supplies. He's been generous. Invite us to his home. We owe him some food in way of thanks. He thinks the root cellar will be a good place to hide from these monsters, so get blankets from the barn. We'll be back in an hour before sunset. 11. Getting a lot of information about people who died. Oh, no, I understand. Wizkid said, sorry, I was recovering from the 12-hour ride back, ride home from March. Weird to not be moving. The what? What are these? Hi, friends. Yeah, come on. Unfreeze. Eric says I made another backup character because Arthur's literally never wanting to leave the city again. Makes sense, given the circumstances. Come on now. Just die already. Ooh, assassin weapon. Oh, that's who I'm trying to kill. I get it. Okay, that was an assassin that I needed to kill. Sweet. Got one. Good. Very good. Patty. I wonder there's no flood coming in on the road. No food coming in. I tried to go hunting this morning, but the undead are everywhere. I'll be safe from. I'm going to fish out in the lake. I'll stay in deep water where it's safe, far away from that green light. There'll be a basket of trout before noon. Yennon. Hope that turned out well. Fishy beetards. Yeah, Sawaiians. Fishy beetards. Yeah, I have no idea how it's spelled. I have very little idea how it's pronounced. But yeah, those guys. Fishy beetards. Arthur. I became an adventurer for the money. Not to die. I'll hold down the tavern and make us money. You guys go out and do the dying, alright? Except, try not to die. How'd I do with the accent? Is that pretty good? I mean, it's not right, but it's... Listen, I know my fake accent sucks. My character has a fake accent, and it sucks, okay? I love that excuse, by the way. It's amazing. Like, it's 100% written into Arthur's character that his accent is fake. And that was from the beginning. And it was for reasons that were completely independent of your ability or inability to do an accent, and I love that. That's fantastic. Anyway, Dorian, why don't you use barrier more? Power of the dead. Haste. Yeehaw! Killing enemies attracts spirits that increase the power of your spells for a short time. Yeah. Simulacrum. Oh, that one's really cool. That was really, really cool. I like that one. Walking bomb. Yeah, let's do Blinding Terror, I guess. Varric. Alright, max out crossbows. Max out his crossbow stuff. Oh, Cassandra has a lot. Templar. Okay, so Spell Purge. Massive area damage when dispelling barriers and other effects. All of your Templar abilities now affect magic using enemies as well as demons. Ooh. That. Righteous further inspires the entire party to fight harder against demons. Damage bonus against demons. Nice! That's awesome. Blessed Blades. Yeah. Better against demons. Lights in the Shadow. Reduce the cooldown times of Spell Purge and Wrath of Heaven. In their blood, allies retain the effects of Blessed Blades for a short time, even after leaving the area of effect. That's pretty good. But I might just do the raw damage buff versus demons. Yeah, I'm just going to do the raw damage buff versus demons. That's good. Wizard says, okay, Arthur, I'll be sure to let all the beautiful maidens know our trick shooter prefers to manage the tavern instead of shooting bad guys. Yeehaw. Erica, there ain't no beautiful maidens in Kellamvor. With Kellamvor, I assure you. Plain and Waterdeep, though, they sure do love a showman. Yeehaw. I'm just going to append yeehaw every time I say words. Yeah, well, they'll never get to see your true potential if you just, excuse me, sit at home all day. Especially if we come back with epic stories and gigantic treasure hoards. Yeehaw! Let's go handle that while we're here. Yeah, I mean, you guys are going out on an adventure that is not exactly continent spanning. I mean, you're going like up the road. Oh, geez, not one of these bastards. Got him. Yeah, you guys are going like a little bit up the road to oops. Okay, hold on. Cassandra. Not defend. What am I doing? No. Cassandra. Purge. Yay! She killed 2 demons before they showed up. How they see it, Arthur says. They ain't coming with us. Besides, there's plenty of adventure in Waterdeep. Gangs to fight, mysteries to solve, you know? There's always that yawning portal. Figuring out Renee's rock thing. Whose rock thing that everyone wants? The Stone of Galore. I assume that's what you're talking about. The Stone of Galore. Gotcha. I don't get a pelt. Fine. Royal fruit. Oh, you need Renair. Renair. That's it. Yeah. Actually, wait. Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Is this actually the quest location? This might actually be the back door to the quest location. I'm not sure. Nug. Stabby. Neg. I think this is the back door to the quest location. I can't open from this side because of the back door to the quest location. Alright, let's get out of here. Nope. Okay, no more pelts. Nug skin. Heck, I remember. Oh, sorry. Erica says, not as Arthur. Heck, I remember NPC names. Arthur barely remembers to dress himself in the morning. Yeah, that's true. Yes, you can, clearly. Alright, let's skedoodle. Whiz Kid says, you can still die in the city. I think you're just afraid of nature, especially considering you couldn't catch a single pseudo-dragon. I mean, it stung him, and it did not like him very much, so... I really don't know if I like Cassandra having that banana on a stick as a weapon. Eddyward, have you seen this? I didn't try to catch it. That'd be so mean. I mean, yeah, maybe, but help Crestwood. Let's see if we can go there and help Crestwood. Now that we're done being sidetracked. For now. I mean, no, that's the wrong direction. It's down this way. Hello. Yeah, here's Crestwood. I was on the road up and down the Sword Coast with my troop. I'm not afraid of nature. Natures don't like me. Well, ain't that the truth? Hello. He says, I believe so. I may have glimpsed it last week. Well, you can see it here at this angle right there, right above my head. Right about there, while we're frozen. Just in case you can't see it. There's a nice angle. Wonk. 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 Anyway. There it is. Alright. Anyway, as I've also mentioned, I'm hoping to actually record an audiobook version of Heart at Hightown soon, because there isn't a good one. They taunted us with Brian Bloom reading like part of a chapter from one, but didn't do the rest of it, and I'm so disappointed that he never did the rest of it. I'm gonna give it my best. So that should be up in the next day or two, hopefully.
Varric, did I hear this right? You met Corypheus before?
We didn't have tea and crumpets, Sparkler. I was there when he woke up.
And he said what? Hello, I'm one of the magisters who broke into the Black City. Pleased to meet you.
That's more like... I'm a darkspawn. Too much. Then Hawke killed him.
Not very well.
Good impression.
Tell me about it.
Didn't kill him very well. That is a very good impression. I feel like they applied a voice filter to that. That was really good. If that was just Varric's voice. Wow, very nice. Anyway, Varric says, besides, you like my backup character. He's a better tank than literally the rest of the tanks put together. Also another fighter, because I will never not play a rogue or a fighter, apparently. Yeah, you don't do magic classes very much, do you? And by very much, I mean, I think literally ever. Then again, your other two backup characters are magic classes, or at least offcasters. So, yes, this is correct. This is, you heard me correctly. Erica has 3, count them, 3 backup characters for one D&D game, and has not yet needed one. So there's that. It's a thing, Drew. It's a thing. All right. It says you're still a city dweller at heart. You'll never know the rush of an oncoming storm, the whole village running inside to watch the clouds, or harvest festivals, and Mama's famous rhubarb pie. Yeah, but he won't have Arthur's neuroses. That is true. He'll have different neuroses. He'll have different neuroses. He has daddy issues. Different ones than Arthur, but he has daddy issues. Arthur's daddy issues are rather unique. I mean, they're not unique. It's the standard half-elf daddy issues, but it's certainly not the same as backup character, whose name I don't know if you're keeping secret or not, so I won't reveal it.
A moment, your worship.
Yes, he won't. It'll be completely normal. He's not normal. You crazy? No. No. Maybe normal in the sense of being too normal, being a square.
Why doesn't Judith live in the village while this is going on? Maker, if something happens...
Are you looking for someone named Judith?
Oh, was
I don't believe you
speaking
can make
out
a normal
loud?
character.
Judith lives outside the village. I asked her to hide here when the undead came, but she wouldn't hear it.
Whiskey, this is the only game that you have played in with Erica as a fellow player. You've only seen her as a DM in past games. Past game. What do you know? She can make normal characters. In fact, this backup character is actually a character she's played before, and he was actually relatively normal. Maybe too normal, as I said, but normal. Erica says a completely normal half-elf who is just there to kill things because he's not allowed to cause any trouble with Waterdeep, while Elf Mom is doing diplomat stuff. Great backstory, I like
Why
it.
wouldn't she hide where it's safer?
Likes her space, she says. I told Judith my house was big enough. Me and the boy could sleep in the barn if she wanted room. She turned me down.
Good day to you.
And to you.
We got somebody to find. Judith. So he'll just join an adventuring party and guard them in the meantime, outside the city, that is. Oh yeah, that's right. You did play with him as you did play with her as Dovev. Dovev. Not very normal either, to be fair.
We haven't had visitors since the trouble started.
Okay, but I can't buy and sell things here, even though it's a store. Probably because of all the zombies. You miss Dovev and the Burb. With your permission, I might bring Pebbles in somewhere. In our current world. The message board. No one's to approach the dragon again. Oh, cool, this dragon! I've sent messages to the capital. We must wait for them to arrive. Meanwhile, we'll dredge the lake for any sign of Henry at first light. One of my lambs went missing. If anyone spots Eddie, send for me. Hey, let them know that you're found. Need rake? I will lend you one for 5 coppers. Come see me about the rake. Okay. Some lovers carved their name as well. That's cute. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring Pebbles in. Erica says Dovev's in my game. That is mine, not hers. As an NPC. At the end of his character arc, when he's neutral and not evil, finally free of the Underdark. You guys met him in the library. Dovev, that is. You haven't met Pebbles. But sure, with your permission, I can throw Pebbles in there somewhere. That'd be fun.
Your worship, is there any way to stop the dead from rising?
Yes.
The undead are appearing because of a rift in the Fade. How can I get to it?
The light in the lake. It's coming from the caves below old Crestwood. Darkspawn flooded it 10 years ago during the Blight. Wiped out the village, killing the refugees we took in.
I saw a dam. If we use it to drain the lake, I can get to that Fade rift.
Drain the...
Yeah, Dovev's hanging out with Yalarian.
Some other way.
We are trying to help. The Inquisitor is the only one who can close the rifts.
You'd have to evict the bandits in the old fort to use the dam. I can't ask you to risk your life.
Yeah, he is her boss. She's, if anything, hanging out with him, but also working. I mean, she's not officially an employee. She's just doing stuff so that they will let her stick around and read. So, she's paid in books.
Crestwood can't last much longer. I don't want to leave without doing what I can.
I suppose it must come to this. This key unlocks the gate to the dam controls past the fort. The rift must be in the caves under old Crestwood. But, Inquisitor, I would not linger there.
WizKid, what are you implying? You know Dova is basically a plant, right?
Tell me about your village.
It's seen happier days. We farm what we can, trade with the merchants who travel the King's Road. We only want peace, your worship. It's all we've ever wanted.
What can you tell me about the bandits camped in the fort?
The highwaymen? Thugs and thieves. They make a living raiding caravans on the King's Road. When the dead rose from the lake, the bandits killed the old gamekeeper and the fort and took it for themselves. We could have saved people if we'd been able to hide there instead of in our homes.
I'm surprised a town as small as Crestwood outlasted the Blight.
It was a close thing. The Darkspawn followed a band of refugees running from the Blight. Some of the refugees were... they were very ill. But we took them in. They perished when the Darkspawn flooded old Crestwood.
Eddie says, well, Sedwin likes cute nerdy girls. Eddie likes cute nerdy girls. The joke was inevitable. Hey, listen.
How did Darkspawn manage that?
They found the dam's controls, wrecked them. All I remember is the refugees and villagers screaming as they drowned. And now, they return to us.
Until later.
Of course.
That's dark. That's really dark. The Anderfells. It's a terrible place. Blighted deserts. Awful.
May I help you?
Nah, we're good. Thanks. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Thank you. Eric says that's why Arthur backed off when Sedwin showed interest, because he's a bro, unlike Sedwin, who's not a bro. I'm gonna go to his house. Yeah, he says, but Sedwin is also 50% likely to hit on someone just because Arthur was hitting on them. See, that's the opposite of a bro. Unless you're doing it because she's not right for you, bro. That's different. That's different. That's proper bro behavior.
Maker, it's the end of the world.
Oh, it's not. Calm yourself down. How about I go... That didn't work at all. Maybe you can do something about this. Oh. Cassandra? Get your banana hammered out here. Smash this door.
I'll come out when it's safe. Who is that?
I am trying very hard to smash these boards over the outside of your door. Your door is boarded from the outside. Who did this to you, sir? So is your window. What is happening? Just break already. Fine, this is ridiculous. Maybe we have to solve the undead problem first. I guess that's reasonable. I don't blame him. Don't know how he boarded up his house from the outside, but still. Ritzkit says, yeah, I think it was most part of it tease. Part of it because she's too clever for you, Arthur. Stop resisting!
Seeker, for someone with your tact and charisma, you assembled a pretty
Those were
good little
unrelated comments,
inquisition.
but...
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and assuming you didn't drag them all here by force.
How kind of you.
I mean, you never know. You could have kidnapped Ruffles and she'd be too polite to say anything.
Liliana recruited Josephine. They're friends.
So there's a rational explanation after all. Just when I thought you had layers.
Were there implications there? There sounded like there may have been implications there. I don't know. I don't know, man. Who knows anymore? Well, with Liliana, or legions in general, bards in particular, who the heck knows? Anyway. Yes, I will gladly and happily pass judgment, but I will not jump to conclusions. Oh, this is quite the journey. All right, we'll do this, and then we'll wrap it up for the night, I think. Whatever's up here. This is, I think this is an old funerary area. That's a beautiful statue. I love it. Memory of the drowned. Remember, memory for all of the lost. Those who died in the blight. Ooh, oh my gosh. This is what I get for waking up at 7:30 and streaming till midnight. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to do the recording tonight, but I'd kind of like to. But we'll see. We will have to wait and see. Sister Vaughn.
Wondrous Inquisitor. I am Sister Vaughn. Does the mayor finally plan to drain the lake? I must find someone to retrieve the remains of those lost there.
All right, then.
Have I interrupted a funeral service? We lost many friends in the first attack.
It's raining a
There
lot
will
for
be
that
endless
fire.
time to mourn. The fear is how many more will be added to the pyre. You want to exhume the corpses at the bottom of the lake? They were the Maker's children. Their earthly bodies deserve better than abandonment in a mire.
That's true.
A funeral service will help put living minds at ease.
Your devotion does you credit, sister.
Seeker Pentacast. Forgive me. I did not expect to see the right hand of the divine in our humble village.
Be at ease. We have too much to do to stand on rank.
Yes, Seeker. As you say.
Erica says, okay, Vince has plans for Arthur with my permission. Yes, very important plans. Very awful, terrible, important plans. Things that he will not like very much. Erica continues, for the good of furthering the distant overarching plot, which there is one, believe it or not. It's the kind of plot that you guys can happily and safely ignore if you want.
What did you mean by finally drain the lake? The undead returned only after the light in the lake appeared. If we want to stop them, we must investigate. But the mayor sent no one at all.
Blueberry wine, by the way. It's very good.
That emptying the waters would unleash even more monsters on us. Until later. Andraste guide you.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you in particular, but there's a recipe that I found. 16th century recipe for a spiced wine for Ipocras. Relatively traditional sweetened spiced red wine. Late medieval. It's a medieval recipe from the Middle Ages proper. Ipocras really Hippocras, as it was earlier called in the 13th, 14th centuries when it was really more popular. High Middle Ages. There were versions of spiced wine before that, but this is when it was really popular. It was this version, the 16th century version that I happened across an original translation type recipe. Back to Skyhold to wrap it up. It's fascinating. Blueberry wine sounds like something Sedwin would be missing from home right now. Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely that kind of thing. It's lightly sparkling and very sweet blueberry wine. It's very tasty. It's Stella something winery. It's good. It's very good. I recommend it. It's nice chilled. It's not really wintry though. It's more of a summer thing, but I like it any time of the year, so I still drink it. As far as wintry things, I also had a spiced brandy, which I haven't really gotten into much. Shouldn't have really poured this in addition, but I have it, so. That's for the rest of the night, I suppose. Maybe for later. Wizkid said, also at the same time, Sedwin will also doggedly defend people who decide to, like Corvala and her he decides to like Corvala and her jackal wares. Yeah, he makes bad decisions too.
Inquisitor.
In addition to his good decisions. Anyway, so this recipe for Ipocras from a 16th century cookbook, it has the usual spices and such. Oh yeah, I've made homemade mulled wine all the time. It's great. And Erica said that's because he's okay with evil. Well, he is a hexblade. But I'm wanting to make this Ipocras. This recipe in particular because it's so weird.
Did you see the message I sent? Yes. Thank you.
It has the usual spices and such, but for a gallon of wine, usual mulling spices, so like cinnamon, mace, nutmeg, that sort of thing. 3 pounds of sugar and 2 quarts of cream. I'm just saying, I really want to try it. I really, really want to try it. It sounds fascinating. excuse me, I have no right idea how cream would turn out in a spiced red wine. But I really want to try it. Probably with some really cheap dry red wine, like one of those like Carlo Rossi big old gallon jugs for, $8 or whatever it is, just in case I ruin it. But man, I really want to try it because that sounds wildly fascinating. WizKid says that's a lot of sugar. And also, why cream? Hell if I know. I have no idea why there's cream in it. But I want to try it. I'm super curious as to how that works, how that turns out. I would be afraid of it curdling, but apparently not. Hold on. So this is a statue of Andraste being burnt, right? This is the throne. This is the Andrastian chantry version of the throne. And this is a statue of Andraste being burnt. The features of this, the clawed hands, the dress, the long neck, the looking upwards at the maker. This looks really familiar. This looks a great deal like the red lyrium idol from Dragon Age 2. I'll put a link to something about this, whether it's a lore video or just the trailer that has a really nice close-up image of it, to get a nice comparison to this, because I never realized how much this looked so similar to the red lyrium idol. Sudden revelation right at midnight, pretty much when we're done. But anyway, it's a possible lore connection. It's a weird lore connection because the red lyrium idol is supposed to be a lot older than Andraste, so that's interesting. But anyway, yeah, that looked a lot like the red lyrium idol. That's. Wait a minute. Is there a back? Oh no, okay. Thinking there might have been a face on the back or something. I was gonna panic because anyway. Are there other figures in the statue at all? No, it's just the flames. Interesting. Really interesting. There's been some speculation that it's Andraste, some speculation that it's Mythal, some speculation that it's something else entirely. So who knows? Maybe we'll find out about it more in Dragon Age 4. Anyway, it's after midnight. It's late. I've been up since 7:30 this morning. I'm getting tired, as you can tell by the yawning, since I have started. Whisket said, that's disconcerting, definitely lore relevant. I mean, probably. Maybe it's relevant, maybe it's not, but things like, well, first of all, worth noting, this statue is missing Andraste's headdress. The very traditional Andrastian headdress of the headband with the two short spikes and the one tall one. Very traditional Andrastian. Almost every depiction of Andraste has her wearing that, including the red lyrium idol, I should note. Also, one other major character who's definitely not Andraste, or is almost definitely not Andraste. So that's a thought. Anyway, that's enough wild lore speculation for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you guys again. We're going to be picking up Greedfall next week on Monday, continuing the Devespe conspiracy. Sorry, Devesp. Whatever. It's Devespe. I'm just going with Devespe conspiracy. The DLC. Continuing that, possibly wrapping it up Monday. And then Thursday, we're going to be right back here doing the... we're probably going to do the actual Crestwood Quest. Both the story... The Crestwood area story quest, getting rid of the breach, not the breach, the green thing. We're gonna get rid of that. Then we're also gonna be meeting up with Hawke's warden contact Stroud. We're gonna do some of the plot quests, and then back to some more side quests, I think, before we advance the plot any further. So that'll be the plan for the next couple of weeks. Look forward to eventually, when I can manage to, a nice audiobook recording of Hard in Hightown. I would really like to do that. I'm planning to, hopefully. I don't know if I'll make it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight. I may be yawning too much. But maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Soon. And then after that, I would... my next general plans are to, as I've mentioned before, discuss the role of the troll or the jester hero. The fool hero archetype. That uses the inversion of social norms, ironically embodied by somebody like Norm Macdonald, or a lot of Adam Sandler characters, that sort of thing. I've mentioned this last week. I talked about it quite a bit, so I'm hoping to put a video together about that in the next couple of weeks. Again, unless class stuff comes first. Anyway, thank you all for joining me once again. I hope to see you next time. Good night, everyone.